Hi everybody. I wanted to give some quick instruction, hopefully it'll be quick instruction, to help with the lesson plan preparation that's coming up. You have a tech lesson plan that's due very soon and then a UDL lesson plan the following week in modules 5 and 6. And so I wanted to share with you some suggestions to help you get started on those. So I'm going to I'm going to actually backtrack to module 4, and I know that some of you had questions. In the Data Catcher 4, there is mention of the Ocali modules. And so when you follow the Ocali module link, you come to, I'm going to click over real quick. If you follow that link in the data catcher, you're going to come to this Ocali access to the curriculum. So these are the 4 modules that are mentioned, and they are phenomenal modules. They have great videos, great information that I think will really help you as you're looking at technology access for students with moderate to severe disabilities. And I originally had thought that we would work on all 4 modules this week, but then once I started digging into the content a second time, I realized that that's an awful lot for you guys to be working on with everything else you have going on. So I split it up. So this week you're only responsible for part 1 and 2, and there is a section in your data catcher to talk about what you've learned, specifically talking about some of the videos that you see that are really instrumental in helping understand how we can help access curriculum. The following week, next week, you're going to work on modules 3 and 4. And within those modules and within Blackboard, you'll see a spot for this week for modules 1 and 2. You just need to upload, and depending on how your computer functions, you're going to get either a screenshot or a certificate that shows that you completed the module. And you just need to upload for module 1 here and module 2 here. And then in the next Blackboard course module in module 5, you'll see the spot to upload for the next 2. I also, and I apologize for these being back to back, I did not think through all these modules in one spot. I was trying to put them before you started doing your lesson plans, but I realize now that's too many in a spot. So my apologies. But there is another module if you would like to complete this for extra credit. And you have, I think I said until week 6 to complete that. If you need additional time, just let me know. I wanted you to have this resource because the MAST site has just about 7 or 8 really great modules. You can pick which one you'd like to do here. And this is a good resource to have to share with others or to just do when you're looking for more information. So that is module 4. Okay, I'm going to flip over to module 5 because that's where the lesson plan is, the very first lesson plan you'll be working on. For all of our lesson plans, we're going to be using the new KTip form. This is the one that's being adopted for their site. So it's the KTip lesson plan, and I know that for those of you that have not taught before, you haven't had much experience with KTip lesson plans. For those of you that are experienced teachers, I know that this KTip lesson plan is bigger than you would usually use, but I do consider it a good sense of practice for us because I'm hoping that you experienced teachers will mentor new teachers and have them in your classrooms. So this will help kind of keep you in practice with what new teachers are doing. So there's 2 documents here. One is the lesson plan itself, and when you open that lesson plan, you'll notice that I have added information at the top. So if you were just to pull up the lesson plan, you would not see anything that's in red, green, or blue from KTip. I added this just to give you some ideas of information that you need to consider. So I specifically lay out kind of thinking about as you're doing this lesson plan, students with sensory issues, physical issues, if they have learning or cognitive needs, and behavior needs. If you have worked with a student who has more intense needs than what I've listed there, by all means, you're welcome to include that. But these were just some quick references to help keep you in that frame of mind. If you go to, in Blackboard, the course document section, you'll note that I have several Kentucky resources, including the Kentucky IEP Handbook and guiding documents. These are fantastic resources put out by the state that walk us through IEP development and support. So I hope you check those documents out. You really should be using those in your day-to-day instruction with students. So this is the lesson plan template you're going to use. And hang on, I'm going to go back here and open up the lesson plan guidelines. And when you check out the lesson plan guidelines, you'll see exactly what I'm looking for in this lesson plan. This lesson plan gives you several different suggestions for what I'd like to see. I definitely want you to incorporate some kind of technology in this lesson plan, and that can be using a tablet, it could be using a classroom computer, but definitely some form of technology. And I recommend that, actually require that you use Class Dojo as one of your resources. And I'm going to go to Class Dojo really quickly. If you've never used Class Dojo, that's one of those must-use sites. So for your lesson plan, what I'd like you to consider is this. Let me log in. I thought I was already logged in. Hold on. Oh my, this is going to... I'm going to pause the video and log in, and then I'll check back in with you. Okay, sorry about that little delay. I had to log back into Class Dojo. My computer kicked me out. So in Class Dojo, which is a free resource, I went in and created an account for myself. You can see me here. And I created some classes. So I'm going to open up the Big Bang Crew. And you can create any class you would like, one for your kids, one for students you have in the classroom. But here you can see I've created students, which I did by going to my classroom and adding students by editing my class. And within my class edits, you'll notice that I could add my students here, and I can add a new student. I also can change behaviors. So here I've got a lot of positive behaviors that I like to reinforce, and I think I'm going to add one more positive behavior. I would like my positive behavior here to be uses kind words. This can be an academic one, it can be a social one, whatever you want it to be. But I'm going to save this. And under needs work, oh, I've got cursing. Yeah, that's one problem this student has. But I'm also going to add hitting, which is a definite no-no, right, in my class, because that's a behavior a student has started exhibiting recently. So I'm going to save that. So you can add, delete, change any of the behaviors that are listed here, and then take data for any student who's exhibiting a behavior. So here, Howard is doing a great job today. I'm going to give him a positive behavior. Oh, poor Raj. Raj was hitting a friend. Negative. So Class Dojo is fantastic because it allows us to focus on positive behaviors and to take data on negative behaviors. Class Dojo has some fantastic features that include sending parents and students access so that they can look at their reports. There's an app that you can have on your phone, or you can use your computer. Class Dojo is a great tool, so I would like you to incorporate that into your lesson plan. You can either use it as a data collection tool for academics or for behavior, whatever you prefer. So back here, we've got Class Dojo. We've looked at that. And in this lesson plan, you're going to use Class Dojo to measure some data. I'd like you to choose an area of needed instruction. You can either look at Peter, and I know all of us were able to watch a little snippet of Peter on YouTube, not the whole video, and I apologize for that lack of access. They just pulled the Peter videos off of YouTube in the past week or so, and the library is looking at ways to purchase that. So you've met Peter a little bit, or you might have another student with whom you've worked. This does not have to be a student that I know, it's just a student that you're familiar with. So you're going to choose a skill area for this student. So for Peter, we might look at self-help skills, being able to use kind words with peers or request help. We could also look at numeracy skills for Peter, maybe telling time, literacy skills, reading basic sight words. I want you to frame those areas of need within the student's present levels. So you don't have to give me their whole IEP. You just need to put in the Kentucky lesson plan. You need to add within the lesson context some of those skills and objectives and why you are using this area, why this is important to teach. So under this, describe the pre-assessments used. You can say based on the student's PLAF. Oh, I cannot spell today. Student's PLAF. X is an area of need. Under the Kentucky Common Core, I know a lot of us get overwhelmed with the Common Core. I have the Common Core linked for you in the course documents. And to give you an example of how I would use the Common Core, I went to page 88, starts this section on practical living. And I know a lot of us house a lot of our goals here in practical living. So when we go to practical living and I hit page 91, this academic expectation 2.29 is one that I use a lot. Students demonstrate skills that promote individual well-being and healthy family relationships. And there's also one that talks about remaining emotionally mentally and emotionally healthy is a great one to use. Effectively using interpersonal skills, 4.1 is a great one to use. So there is a way to connect pretty much any goal we need to work on with students with moderate and severe disabilities within the Common Core. So feel free to access that. Again, like I've said, that's in Blackboard under course documents. Within your lesson plan, know that you might not have all of these areas, but you might be focusing specifically on cognitive, sensory, and behavior. So just highlight those three areas and tell how you're going to differentiate. For behavior, this is a great place to say using Class Dojo to reinforce positive behaviors. You can include a reward system, an FBA, a BIP, whatever information you have that you're using for data. For formative assessments for this lesson, I might be using Class Dojo for formative assessment. Summative assessment will be a task analysis. Or it could be student work sample. You choose what you would like that to be. Heading back to the information. We know that direct instruction is a powerful teaching tool, and we know that students respond to direct instruction. So within your lesson plan, I'd like you to choose a simple topic. We wouldn't want to work on tying your shoes, but you could definitely work on adding two numbers, telling time to the hour, how much a quarter is worth, and something that can be taught in sets, in simple steps, not sets, simple steps. And using direct instruction, I've laid out the formula for direct instruction here, and I'd like you just simply to follow the formula and plug in how you might teach that. There's a fantastic video here of a teacher using direct instruction in a way that's highly engaging for a group of elementary students. But as you watch this video, and as I watched it, I could think of all kinds of ways that I could use this teaching style to engage students with moderate to severe disabilities. So I've given you some information that will hopefully help guide you as you work on your lesson plan. Know that the requirements are you choose a simple topic, connect it to the Common Core, use this direct instruction method, and use some technology. Class Dojo is fantastic. If you've got another app you want to include, please do. But this is kind of our chance to get our feet wet in technology and the use of direct instruction. If you have questions, email and let me know. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy working on this lesson plan, and we'll talk more about the UDL lesson plan next week.